Hello, I am Endlessness and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, and in this video I'd like to give you a quick content overview and cover what's happening in the game and what's coming soon. So, Rebirth crossover has started and it'll be here for almost a month until the end of February, and so far we only have separate boss EX battles and we'll get the rest of them in upcoming weeks. And I'm expecting the highest EX stage to have both bosses together to make use of Barret's provoke mechanic, and also because the boss uses provoke attack, I'm expecting that's exactly what Barret will get in his crossover banner in 2 weeks. But we have solo and co-op stages to clear, but also don't skip the story because there are 2 battles where you can get 200 crystals as well. And of course there's reward bonus, as usual, but the good thing is that old crossover gear also gives you additional 20% bonus on average. However, in Aerith banner we can only get Nike outfits, and in upcoming other banners I think we'll likely get Tifa outfit and most likely we'll be able to wishlist her guide gloves. Initially when I pulled, I didn't even notice or think about Tifa weapon, but then I checked the bonus details and I remembered it's a Rebirth weapon, but it's not on a wishlist in Aerith banner, which I'm a bit confused because unlike FF9 crossover, when we already had multiple banners, we only had one Tifa banner in Rebirth crossover a year ago. So honestly I think they should have just added Tifa's gloves to the wishlist in all current Rebirth crossover banners instead of limiting this old weapon so much. But other than that, Cloud got his second Rebirth event weapon, which has now much better abilities than those 2 from last year's, but I also like how it's another weapon from Rebirth. Few more years and we might get finally all of them, and I'm impatiently waiting for Slipstream Saber. Don't care if they add it as a banner or event weapon, I just love the design and I would love to use it as a skin. Same as Aerith with Gambantane now. But honestly, I really like how they are adding more and more of Rebirth weapons to Ever Crisis, and I think they should keep doing that for all characters. Also, now and until February 10th, we have Titan Coop, and I highly recommend farming it, because crossover is for a month, and there is no rush to spend stamina in there, but Titan Coop is the best way to max out all those memory nodes, because we are getting double memories per battle, unlike in solo, and even more if you get a Cactuar, so it's much faster and it will cost much less stamina. Highwind has also been expanded and level cap has been increased from level 90 to 120, and from what I've checked it won't make too much of a difference for us. Starting with level 91, gold Cactuars will now give you 24 Highwind and bombs will remain the same with 50, but the normal Cactuars will give you 12 Highwind, and then higher tiers will give you +1 per 10 levels. And leveling up Propeller won't increase the amount of Highwind you can get either, only rare items and crafting materials, but I also think we'll spend months on upgrading the Highwind. Level 90 cost us 1.3 billion paint cans, and of course this will now increase further very quickly, and the final level 120 will require 23 billion paint cans. And personally, I always prioritize leveling Highwinds with Stabilizer first to reach that higher tier of rare enemy encounters first, but you can't really ignore Propeller for too long because you might get stuck with not having enough iron to keep leveling it up, and you need a lot of iron. Level 95 alone requires 1.5 million iron, and then level 101 jumps to 3 million, so you really can't ignore Propeller for too long either. But yeah, I think it will take us months of upgrading, and maybe around 2nd year anniversary we should be slowly reaching that max level, which is honestly fine because Highwind is just click once per die and hope for a rare. Mostly be disappointed you didn't get anything, and then sometimes click to upgrades. It's just a small thing that serves mostly to boost our stats. But what I'm hoping most is to get more rare encounters, especially bombs, because I finally got a bomb earlier this month, and the last one I had was about, well, almost 5 months ago, around 1 year anniversary. So yeah, I hope we all will be seeing these more often. But yeah, next Wednesday we are getting Dungeon Ranking event, and it says fire and water elements are effective. So that's where that Yuffie Rebirth banner will shine. And personally I'm expecting Yuffie to get a physical water arcanum rather than magic. But yeah, it seems we are back to 2-element dungeon, and where is interesting because the last dungeon ranking we had, it was already water as well. But because of this dungeon ranking event, I think Rebirth event update with second shop might happen in 2 weeks to give us, well, all players time to farm that, and we also have to focus on this upcoming ranking event. Also, the current Very Hard Crisis dungeon is about to expire, and we'll get a new dungeon from FF7 chapter for February, and I'll make a guide on it very soon. But on Sunday we are also getting a new monthly pass, so you might want to wait for it if you want to make some progress on it. But because the month is about to switch, check the Crisis store because it has reset and now we have the Buster copy for Zack. But also the new monthly pass will have another Valentine's Day wallpaper, which is very nice, but I'm still disappointed that they actually skipped Valentine's Day event just to give us a month of Rebirth crossover with multiple banners. But hey, at least if you buy the premium pass you might get the wallpaper. Other than that, we also have the FF7 Day gift for the FF7 anniversary with a small campaign where you can get some gacha tickets, and that would be mostly all. Mostly because there's a graphic that has been shared with upcoming content. We'll get another Rebirth login bonus, so I'd say most likely next week. But more interesting is that apparently the Battle Tower Singularity is coming back, and Bahamut Greatsword with Bahamut Fangs will reappear. So that means that the tower event that we had during 1 year anniversary is coming back, and of course as usual it should be harder, and I'm just curious how much harder, and if they are going to have Bahafrit as the final boss again. But I have a feeling it might likely require Sid with Enfeeble and Barret with his ultimate weapon. But also the mention of Bahamut's banner gear is interesting, and I suspect we are getting a rerun banner or 2 banners with Bahamut gear. And it's highly unlikely they are giving us those limited weapons for free, right? But that would be all. I'm also curious what story update we are getting later this month, and I'm just personally waiting for First Soldier chapter the most, but honestly it could be anything. But it won't happen for another 2 weeks anyway. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next one.